Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Salma Alisha Sahdiya with NPM 234120046 from Accounting Class 23A, Taxation course. Here I will explain the material about the basics of taxation. Definition of tax. Tax is a mandatory contribution paid by individuals or business entities to the state based on the law, without receiving any direct compensation. Taxes are used to meet public needs, such as infrastructure, education, health, and social services, and are one of the main sources of state revenue. Tax function. 1. State revenue. Taxes are the main source of state revenue to finance all government activities. 2. Income distribution. Through taxes, the government can redistribute income from the wealthy to the less fortunate evenly. 3. Economic stability. Taxes can be used as a tool to maintain economic stability, for example through fiscal policy. 4. Economic control. Taxes can be used to control certain economic activities, for example by imposing high taxes on products that are considered detrimental to society. Types of taxes. Based on its nature. 1. Direct tax. Tax imposed directly on taxpayers and cannot be transferred to other parties. For example, income tax, PPH, which is imposed directly on the income of an individual or entity. 2. Indirect tax. Tax imposed when certain activities occur, such as purchasing goods or services. This tax can be transferred to other parties. An example is value-added tax, PPN, which is imposed on end consumers when purchasing goods or services. Based on the collection institution. 1. Central tax. Taxes collected by the central government through the Directorate General of Taxes, DJP. Examples of central taxes include income tax, PPH, value-added tax, PPN, import duty. 2. Regional taxes. Taxes collected by local governments, both at the provincial and district/city levels. Examples of regional taxes include motor vehicle tax, hotel tax, restaurant tax. Based on the object. 1. Subjective tax. A tax that takes into account the personal conditions of the taxpayer, such as family status, number of dependents, and others. An example is income tax, PPH, where the tax calculation is adjusted to the ability and circumstances of the individual or agency concerned. 2. Objective tax. A tax that is based on a specific object without considering the personal conditions of the taxpayer. An example of this tax is value-added tax, PPN, which is calculated based on the transaction value of goods or services without considering who the buyer is. Tax administration procedures. 1. Registration. Taxpayers must have a taxpayer identification number, NPWP. 2. Reporting. Taxpayers report their tax obligations through a tax return, SPT. 3. Tax payment. Taxes are paid through banks that cooperate with the government or through online services. 4. Tax audit, conducted by tax authorities to ensure taxpayer compliance. Taxpayer rights and obligations. Taxpayer rights. 1. Obtain information and guidance on taxation. 2. File objections or appeals if you disagree with tax decisions. 3. Receive a refund of excess tax payments, restitution. Taxpayer obligations. 1. Register to obtain a taxpayer identification number, NPWP. 2. Report and pay taxes on time. 3. Keep tax documents properly. That's all I can say about the material on the basics of taxation. Wassalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.